Hello and welcome to my playthrough of Final Fantasy Tactics. This is the 8th battle of the game, the Windmill Shed. It is the first time that you face Weigraf in combat, although the third and final time you face him, which is the penultimate battle of Chapter 3, is by far the more famous encounter. This one's still quite difficult in its own right. And if you've been following along, you'll know that I've been trying to play through the game without doing random battles, and it's starting to catch up with me a bit, as I had a lot of difficulty with Maluda in the previous fight. I've also been having a lot of difficulty with this fight. I've already had to take a few stabs at it to try to work out what I'm going to do. Hopefully this one goes alright. Anyhow, this fight is the third of 4 fights to close out Chapter 1 where you are supposed to just rush down the boss. And these fights are basically balanced with that in mind, so if I just try to take out Weigraf, it's not too hard. However, since I'm playing without random battles, I'd like to get as much out of each battle as possible, so I'd like to get all the experience and job points for beating all the other units, so I'm going to try to take out Weigraf last. Unfortunately, Weigraf is ridiculously powerful. He's probably the strongest unit in all of Chapter 1. He's level 10, which I'm not sure any other character in this chapter is, and on top of that... oh, never mind, he's level 9. Sorry. And on top of that, he has Holy Sword, as you can see, which is a ridiculously powerful ability for this point in the game. He's hitting Delita for 45, and that's a low hit. Now you also see Boko running up and mashing Delita here. Getting Boko to come out is actually a pretty big key to this fight, because now that he's up front, I can take him out. But how to get him to do that in the first place is actually a bit of a trick, because if you don't have someone standing right there where Delita is, Boko either won't run far enough for you to hit him, or he'll not run out at all. Since I've gotten him out, I should be able to take him out, and that's ideal because he can heal, so if I just let him run around, he's going to keep this fight going way too long. And of course, Rams is up, so the first order of business is to paralyze Weigraf. I did give up on the Steel Heart trick, but I cannot afford to let Weigraf run around. I've got to get him paralyzed, and with a 77% chance, I think it's probably pretty safe. And now I should get in there and work on beating Boko. Ilya I've turned into a knight. She finally got enough JP as a thief to qualify for Steel Weapon, which is the one I really wanted. So for this fight, I really just wanted more damage and more HP, and that's what I'm going to get out of the knight class. I'd actually have preferred to have made her a lancer, but they won't sell you spears at this point in the game, so that's just not going to work. Timothy, on the other hand, is still a monk, even though he has terrible HP. I'm going to try to keep him in the back. Here you can see him healing Delita. I'm going to keep him away from the fight until he's got a chance to go in and land a killing blow. I don't want him getting into a real fight because he will just die in seconds. So now we have the paralyze on Weigraf. And this is pretty much key right here. And it does land. Okay. I should add... oh, that's very nice, yes. So you saw there that Delita had Weapon Guard. I mistakenly thought I had Weapon Guard last fight. I did not. Oh, even better, I've got 2. I mistakenly thought I had Weapon Guard last fight, and that's because I had bought it on most of my characters, but I hadn't set it for any of them. So, unfortunately, I took a lot more damage than perhaps I should have. I've got that rectified for this fight, so hopefully everything works. And here what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to bolt Boko and this monk. So... or actually no, I won't, because I would have been bolting Ramza, and I don't really want to hurt my own guys, so I think I'm just going to take this knight instead, which is not nearly as useful, but at least we get some damage on her. You'll notice that I've got both Ramza and Suzanne here with black magic. That's basically purely for offense. I want as much damage as I can, because I need to start hitting guys as quickly as possible and taking them out in the window that I have when Weigraf is paralyzed. So, she's too strong, but I can take her out completely. And she's not going to move, so let's go land this ice on the knight over there. And I'm not going to move Ramza. That's because I want his CT gauge to have a little bit of a head start. He'll get 20 points for not having moved. 18 is not that impressive, unfortunately. It's probably bad sign compatibility since she was hitting Boko for 30 earlier. The sword that the knights can equip is much better damage than I can get out of a thief right now. And 44 is very solid damage. That is one nice thing about Timothy. He is a bit of a glass cannon. He can't take much damage, but he certainly hits for a lot. And Weigraf is looking to come back in. So that will not be very pleasant. Although the spin fist there is not really a big deal. But Weigraf I'm a little worried about, although as much as I'd like to charge over there and paralyze him, that would mean letting this monk go, and she is just going to run for the hills because she's in critical condition, and I can't one-shot the other one, and she'll also just run, so I'm going to have to take out this monk and keep her from getting away. I'm not going to be able to try to take her out while Weigraf is chasing me around as I do that, so pretty much have to take her out immediately. And it looks like Delita's going to run up front, and that's almost certainly going to provoke Weigraf. Yeah, because he can hit both of them with a stasis sword here. And that's going to cost me because Delita is stopped, and I've lost Timothy. So he totally lives up to that whole glass cannon thing. Fortunately, Delita is eating a lot of damage here, so I'm glad I healed him. Now I could bring Ilya in and start beating on these guys, but that's as I thought. Rams is going to get to move again before they do, and he's probably going to want to bolt them or perhaps paralyze, so I'd rather not move her in and get her caught up in that. So I think what I will do is I will potion Delita here, so that he can absorb yet more damage as I use him as a meat shield. And I guess I could move in and keep Ramza from getting hit, but I think I'm actually going to not do that and just opt to wait and get her to move sooner. And that takes out that monk. Suzanne, it appears, is too far out of the fight to do much of use, so I think she'll just close in and start healing. I suppose I could bolt, but I'd have to hit Delita, and that'd be the opposite of what I want right now. And 1 point. Well, I can still heal both of them. That'll be fine. Alright, so it's Ramza's turn, and let's see how... Yes, he can cast something before... And he won't kill her, unfortunately. That would have been ideal, but... No, I don't think we can afford that, because she'll just run for the hills, and then I'll have to deal with Weigraf, so back to paralyze it is. These unfortunately aren't very big heals. I'm not quite sure why, but Suzanne's magic attack just does not seem to be very good. Now I can move Ilya in here. I know that this square is safe, and I should probably put some damage on this monk. Yeah, another 36. And then Ramza should be able to finish her off with a ice spell. Okay, so Weigraf retreats, which is hardly unexpected. And we've got a spin fist coming, but that's just not very good damage. And she takes off. Oh, and we've got Delita back. That's good. Okay, well, I'm definitely charging forward so that I can land ice on those two. That'll get Weigraf started and should finish the monk off completely. It's actually going to do a lot more than just get him started. He's going to be down below 90 already. And she's out of range for offense, so no one's going to need healing. Alright. Just Weigraf left. Unfortunately, Ilya can't hit him. That's just way too high. There's no way she can reach from there. So... maybe I'll just move and heal Delita with a potion. Oh, and it's dialogue time. Oh, I had almost forgotten about Timothy, so that might be for the best. Although, if Ramza is able to finish off Weigraf here, that will actually turn out to be a waste. But since he's up, we might as well cure him. If I'm going to cure, I might as well cure everybody. And Weigraf is back, so if Ramza is starting to talk now, then that's probably going to imply that it's his turn. Yep, there we go. So now I can try that spell, see if it finishes him off. You don't need to kill Weigraf, you just need to get him into critical range, and that will cause him to retreat. So I think that's enough, but I'm not too sure what the exact number is going to be. Yep, critical range. So that will actually end the fight. I was going to say something first, then leave. And I'd feel a little bit worse about talking over the dialogue of the game, but while there is an interesting plot to Final Fantasy Tactics, the translation of the North American PlayStation port is just, well, bad. It's really unfortunate, but not much you can do. If you really want to get an idea of what's going on with the plot, I would suggest the PSP version. I hear it's much better. Anyhow, that will finish the Windmill fight. Probably looked a little easier than it was. I had to take multiple stabs at it. That's, the good take. Next up, we've got Fort Zichtens.